Hey there.
Hi, Luis. How are you? Let me just check in my mic out. Do you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Got to get these sound levels leveled, you
Let's
know?
level. Let's level with me, man. Level with me, man.
So,
Yes.
thank you for being here. It's so good to talk to you and see you and the kind of in the flesh, but not really at
Yeah,
all.
Digiflesh. That's okay.
Yeah.
I like this version now.
We could do the
I'm
Big
a con-
Hero
I'm a
6.
con- I'm a converted man. Let me tell you. Ever since that whole pandemic, I thought to myself, I'll never chat with a robot. But now, they're my best friend.
Life is crazy now. It's completely changed everything, you know?
It has changed everything. Yes. Some things
It's
for the good, some things for the good. And this is, look, it would be, I'd have to fly home to come do the podcast before. And, I guess I could just do it over a phone.
yeah, it kind of takes the appeal of doing it just auditory though, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's nice to see the person. And also, I like a visual podcast. And the Zoom
I
thing
do.
has made it easy, probably for you, certainly on our end. The guests that we can get, whether they're in Portland, whether they're in LA, no matter where we are, anywhere in the world, you can interview somebody and you don't have to like make it real tough on them. And, you get the right graphics in place. Plus, you can edit stuff down if that's your thing. You can put clips in and annotate stuff. I like
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah, I am wanting to learn the video side a lot more. Obviously, I lean heavily into the auditory, but
Sure.
it's a whole new world.
It is a whole
So
new world.
let me get
Thanks,
the intro.
Ariel.
Yeah, she did it. She walked on land, and here we are, pandemic and all. Um, just so I can
She had to walk so we could Zoom.
exactly. Um, just not that you need any introduction, but I want to let my listeners know who we are speaking with.
Sure.
We are speaking with Aaron Ross of Who's the Ross down in Los Angeles. I like all the Ross puns. It really put a pep in my step the other day listening to your show.
It's awesome to hear you say them.
Yeah, it's like you can keep going, and I love it. But
the brand is strong.
Yeah, known now as the Twitch's Titan of Talk.
That's
which
right.
I think is great.
Said now from Los Angeles to Twitch's Titan of Talk. I hear so many people in my immediate family say it because I kind of forced them to. But they're just afraid. The King of Pop, he called himself the King of Pop. Right? Michael Jackson, they didn't bestow it upon him. He was like, "Nah, King of Pop." And people were like, okay. We're going to go along with this. So, if you want the title, just give it to yourself.
That opens up my imagination for, I wonder what I'm going to call myself. By the end of the show today, we'll come up with something. The Puerto Rican of podcasting or something crazy.
Done. You done.
Boom. There you go.
Luis, the legend, the Puerto Rican of podcasting. Boom. And you can just keep throwing in the AKAs and alliterations and puns, make it easier for everybody. It really does, because when you do these kind of things, and I open up the show and the little video audience cheers for me, because that's how we have been doing it since the pandemic. And I go, "Welcome to Who's the Ross? I'm Aaron Ross, your comedy boss, Twitch's Titan of Talk. Ross, get cheers. Thank you for joining us today." All of that stuff repeated every time. That familiarity is important to people, right? It's part of the brand. They like it. They want to say it. They know what to expect. I am a McDonald's cheeseburger. You know what I mean? They come for the familiarity.
You want those little diced onions on the burger.
That's right. All the Ross puns are the diced onions of my late night talk show.
So do you listen? I mean, Adam Carolla has the get it on, let's keep get it on. I'm not sure. He keeps saying it over and over again. Mark,
we all have our things that we do. I mean, Conan would do the string dance, like Deezus and Mero, like have their AKAs the same way that Kanye Westy, my bestie, has his AKAs.
He is so cute. I was really admiring his presence on the Getty episode the other night. The
art show, especially. Yeah, he's making a bed right now. And also, are you making your bed?
Oh, what's up, cutie? My little guy has just been lazy this week with this heat wave, because we're
understandably so,
up above Portland a little bit in the Spokane Valley. And
also, this is no pants today.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, that's in honor of the Portland heat wave. It's actually not that hot in LA. It's like 79 today, but I thought, you know what, we're gonna go no pants in honor. And I didn't plan on I didn't plan on that being a reveal right there.
That's fine. Hey.
I had to show off Kanye Westy, my bestie, aka aka best day ever, aka Adventure Pup, aka Leper Kanye, aka Kanye, aka 47, aka Snowcat, aka Kundug the doggy llama, aka the GOGs, and so many things, so many more things. Kanye Westy, my bestie.
I am a firm believer in just kind of rolling with the punches, especially this is not live, but eventually I want to get to the live sphere, and you just got to roll with the punches, you know?
Yeah,
the Georges are great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the two Georges were an old bit from our Portland days.
Yeah.
That have become a staple. The idea was Portland, we lose the sun for so long from October to April. And so how do you get that taste of sun? How do you bring the sun back? You call George Harrison. So we'd have this voiced over George Harrison puppet come up, and I would say, George, we need the sun. Can you help us? He'd go, of course, it's very simple. You'll just sing me song. And we're like, oh, yeah, we all know how to sing. Here comes the sun. That's right. Sing Here Comes the Sun. And then take a lot of LSD.
There you go. You see all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And then he takes the LSD and the sun doesn't arise immediately. All it does is multiply him on a trip with our two Georges. And
I like that.
So yeah.
That's the original sign back there too from the old days, right?
These are carefully curated replications that for $6 you can get done between a trip to the FedEx office and the dollar store. Shout out to non-sponsoring sponsors, FedEx office and the dollar.
That's so crazy that you say that. I had on my TV Time Machine podcast, me and Adam have unsponsored sponsors, and we talk about Monster. And one time I had my inhaler on there, Flovent.
Oh, shout out Flovent.
And they don't know they're sponsoring us, but if they get revenue, they have to pay, right?
I think so. And here's the thing. A non-sponsor sponsor can turn into a sponsor real quick.
Exactly. They could like the shtick. They could like the way we just kind of run with it, the improvisational aspect of their brand.
How many people like on a talk show or whatever have said, big fan of Planters peanuts, and all of a sudden cases of honey roasted come to the door. Sometimes you got to shout out your inhaler or your copy store.
Yeah. And the original sign from Dante's, I take it, is in the back, right? As well. You brought that with you?
This is actually an upgrade. I mean, it's the same color scheme, the same idea. We had our sign in Portland for many years. This is my favorite Portland band, the now defunct and had their drummer was Bim Ditson, is this incredible. He's great with the crafts, man. And so we contracted him to make this kind of carnival sign. Now, if you can see the holes, we actually have somewhere, I don't know where they are. Couldn't find them for the travel from Portland back to Los Angeles 2 months ago. Anyways, little like carnival light bulbs. And so that would be we used it down here for a year. Our show was at, it's called El Cid. It's really like the Dante's of LA. And the El Cid has a lot of similar things to Dante's. It's upgrade bathroom wise. But other than that, really similar. And we had this sign there for our residency there for a year until the pandemic. And so now it's mixed in with sort of the new thing. So 2 Georges, I told you that bit, 2 Obamas, because I play Joe Biden. And so that's his spirit, that's his spirit figure. And we thought, well, it's not fair for him to only have 1. He should have 2, just like the Georges. I found John Wayne the week I moved here on the street, and I thought that was a perfect metaphor for LA. And a little bit of color is the sun that the Georges manifested, plus the sign, plus Kanye Westy. So we just keep trying to build out the set just with things that have popped in. They're just like reminders of I think if you've been watching the program for the last year and you see them come on, it's cool for you to see something that is building, and I think fans dig that. And it's better than just a blank wall on a couch, it's just, and it didn't really cost that much.
Yeah. You're adding character to the set and stuff people can recognize, and stuff you can maybe merchandise one day. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, we probably can't merchandise 2 Georges or 2 Obamas too hard, but I do get to voice them over a lot on the program, and they're really fun. And as far as you were saying, with building it up, we being on Twitch, we have all these graphics. We have a sidebar that says the lineup, and a lower third that says the segment we're doing. And all those were given to us, created the templates by the director of Sports Center LA.
Oh, wow.
We started watching the show back when we were on Facebook in like the first quarter of the pandemic. And he was friends with one of my co-writers. He started watching and he said, "Hey, do you mind? I mean, I've got like all of the summer off, infinite time. Would you want graphics? I don't want to overstep my boundary." And I was like, "Yeah, would we? Yes." And it was the immediate thing that changed what we were doing from just like popping on Facebook to it being basically a TV show. I mean, all you at that point needed was the graphics. It's important to have good lighting. It's important to have good audio, and those things we were building. But all of a sudden, those graphics, and people started messaging me like, "It's like you have a TV show now." And I was like, I know, like that's always been the goal of a decade live and every other incarnation of this program, whether I was in character or myself and at Dante's or in LA. It took a guy after 3 weeks during the pandemic to throw me some graphics and we had to teach. So it's funny when that last little bit of spice comes in and all of a sudden like, now everyone thinks we're professional. But anyways,
I was super impressed with the graphics. That's what stood out the most when I first signed into Twitch. Twitch is an impressive visual platform anyway. Just the cadence of it is great to look at, but your show, especially the graphics, really stood out.
Well, you think people are going to come in and they might drop in for 30 seconds, and if the first thing they see doesn't grab them, they're out. And so you want to connect with them based on a certain professionalism, graphics, all of these figures that like what is happening, they may be saying. But as long as they're asking themselves a question other than what am I doing here, then you're doing your job from jump. And then you try to connect with them content wise and and then as Twitch works, just purely connecting with them, whether it's saying their name, validating their comments, bringing them into a game you're doing. And so that platform has been very cool to us, but I appreciate the graphics compliment.
For sure. So in moving into the Twitch world, because of the pandemic, we briefly talked about that the other day on Facebook. How much time and preparation would you say goes into one of your classic Sunday episodes? I call it classic because that's where I usually get the invite on Sundays, and that's when you have it. And do you do like the SNL cadence? You start at the beginning of the week, or do you have it month, a little bit of both?
That's a good question. It's about a constant cycle throughout the week. So our program is Sunday nights. It's now about 2 hours, 8:30 to 10:30 Pacific Standard Time on Sundays. And, we used to do a live show like Tuesday nights. Say you do your show Tuesday, you take off Wednesday, maybe you try to write Friday, and then, the writing is done by Sunday, you're rehearsing Sunday, Monday, you do the show. That does sound like a lot, but it never was as much as this is. Right. This is like I have to force myself to take a day off because I'll just come up with an idea and I just want to go film it, whether it's Pee Wee Herman doing something in Hollywood or Matthew McConaughey going somewhere, Adventure Dave, this character I've got, or whether we're going to take these people into public or we're going to green screen it. I learned green screen a matter of a few weeks ago. That is now changing my world. I did something with Joe Biden called USA SMR, where he had his whispery
I saw that.
he had his whispery press conference where he's like $1.9 trillion. So I figured there's a way to connect with the kids. Yeah, it was USA SMR, and getting to green screen that like gives you this world that seems you can't just sit in your living room and pretend it's the White House, but all of a sudden you put them on that. I'm late to the party on so many of these things. Twitch, certain video editing techniques, green screens and AV lighting, but I learned them all through the pandemic. And so the question is, how long does it take? And the answer, I don't know. I never logged the hours. I mean, it's at least 40. I'd say 40 to 60 in a week.
I believe it. That's awesome. There's a lot of preparation. You can tell that there's a lot of preparation that goes into the show, and there's a certain familiarity and comfort, I think, as a new subscriber that I'm going to find. I subscribe to H3H3, Ethan Klein, his podcast, and it's nowhere near on the technical level. It's just him, whoever he's arguing with that week or yelling at, screaming at. But there's a certain familiarity of that being a constant that I think you've totally, completely are on another level, which it's great. It's great to see.
Well, I appreciate that. We've got a structure of the program. It's similar to the structure. I mean, we didn't invent the wheel, right? The late night talk show has been around for a long time, but I always say we didn't invent the wheel. We just made it rounder. We took the pieces of talk shows I've always loved and other entertainment things and put them into a program. A compliment someone said to me the other day, this guy's hiring me as Pee Wee Herman to do his realty business ads for online.
Sweet.
And yeah, I know. Good money. Yeah, it's pretty good. And so he said, man, I'd never seen the show like this. He used to go to the Dante show, and he goes, I just kept my attention like the whole time. And that's like the best compliment we could get. You know what I mean? When it's a live audience, you can adapt and bob and weave. I can come out, I can touch you. You can sit on my lap, I can sit on yours. Not saying that's what the program was, but it could be.
Never know.
On Twitch, there is that, I can't see you, but we know that as the program goes, here's the structure. We cold open now, which I love, right? SNL cold opens. And we're that mixture of The Tonight Show and SNL and elements of Conan and Letterman and Colbert and get classic game shows. That's a big part of it too. And so we cold open to start. We take the cold open credits. Credits, theme song comes to me on the couch. How are you doing? Great to see you. The whole Aaron Ross, your company boss. Twitch is time to talk. So we set the stage. We look over here. We go through the lineup. And what is the lineup from there on out? It's usually like an opening video of one of my characters doing something, going up to Hollywood doing something conceptual. Like Adventure Dave went to the Getty Museum this week. It was an Idiot's Guide to the Getty. I had this mulleted character, Adventure Dave.
Yeah, I saw it.
That is country and high energy, but full positivity, and he's learning. And he's kind of like a woke bumpkin, which is, it's fun oxy. He puts the moron and oxymoron, and so he very loudly but positively goes up to the museum anyway. So that's bit one, and then it's just a rotation of essentially like game, interview, game, interview, video segment, game, good night, and we didn't have interviews, I think, the day you watched, but normally we have 1 to 2 interviews that we do. That is still a big part of the program. We had our guest for this past show had to postpone. She was great. And so instead of
partner there, forgot her name.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a whole new thing too. I mean, it's new and whatever we want to make it every time. Right. So we would have had DJ Yoshi from New Jersey come on. He's like the DJ for Major League Baseball. Well, whatever that means, sounds cool to me. He had to postpone 2 days before the show went on. So instead of, oh man, who can we book through Zoom? Hey Madison, do you want to come? Our friend Madison, now that we're in a time where you can be with people, Madison came over. She sat with me. She's a wonderful singer-songwriter, budding comedian in her own right. Yeah, and she added enough that it was like, well, we didn't need a guest. She's just there. We ate potato chips, and it was lovely. But yes, that is rambling wise. People are going to get a lot in 2 hours from us, and I want to give them every step of the way. Some people are great at just doing chat for an hour or two.
Yeah.
And that's just not my style. I want to do something for the ADD generation, but really make it count and make it connected. And I think that we're doing a pretty wonderful. I'm confident in the job we're doing, and we just want to build out the Twitch that we have. I love the platform. We didn't get there until November, late to the party, but definitely trying to make a name for ourselves at the party.
Yeah, definitely killing it. I did want to ask you one technical question, because I heard you bring it up on the show that other people can broadcast your show on their YouTube channel, or was it on their social media platform? How does that work?
I'm even still getting familiar with this. Okay. On Twitch, you can host our show. So I don't know how to do it through the laptop. I always watch through my laptop, not the mobile, but a lot of people watch on their mobile app, and it's really easy on the mobile app, through your channel. If you're following someone, you can just boop and you can just click host, and it will just air on your channel. So anyone who comes to your channel while I'm on can go, oh, what's this? Oh, I'll check this out. And we implore people to do it. Fans of the program, it's been a slow build for us, but our program is meant for a lot of people. And we want our friends to bring their friends, and we can be friends. We could do this every weekend. Chia, that's Puff Daddy on, I think on Big Papa, and that's what we want. So people can host us, what other way? And Twitch has this really cool thing that when your program ends, you can take your program's audience to someone else. You can call it, it's called rating. And I think that's great. We have DJ friends that are on after us, and we'll just go raid a DJ friend or a music producer that's making beats, and I love sharing it. It's really great when people share for you. I think there's no bigger kick for a Twitch channel, a Twitch program, than when you get rated by somebody and then you're just like, wow, there's 15 new people here, come into this game, win a prize, like let's integrate you in. Lots of cool facets with it that help you connect. We love the platform for connecting with people.
Excellent. So how do you keep up? You have a lot of energy, obviously. You've always had a lot of energy. I used to go to your live show. I went to a couple in Portland, saw them on YouTube. And are you a caffeine drinker, or do you just naturally boom?
We have a coffee sponsor, North Fresh Coffee.
Oh, yeah.
So I had my French press pot this morning. Industry secret, it's water in here right now. It's probably water or hot tea most live shows. I mean, if you're on 8:30 to 10:30, if you're going to rock a cup or two of coffee, which I've done plenty of times, you can certainly do that. Your bedtime is going to get pushed back. Look, I prepare hard, not only with the material, but myself, to bring that energy for you,
Right.
Everybody that watches. And so I have it in me. I don't run around like this 24/7. Every interact, the guy, the Amazon guy doesn't come and I'm not like, yes, Twitch is time to talk. Thanks for my package. It's just, it is the kit. Like, you put the tie on, the shirt, you do your breathing exercises, you don't have pants, and boom. It's a inflated version of myself that is necessary for doing the job.
Yep. How do you like Los Angeles? I know you've seen you were there. I mean, you arrived at a really strange time, or right before a really strange time.
Yeah, I was here almost 2 years before the pandemic. So I was getting pretty used to it. I mean, I was like actually feeling in the last 5-6 months like I was getting the hang of it. So, the pandemic for all of us shifted things, changed things.
Of course.
And I'm proud of what I was able to do and learn in that time. How do I like it? I like it more and more every day. There is no place like home. Portland is the greatest city in the world. I'm so lucky to have grown up there. I will always come back there. I will always call it home.
Yep.
But LA has grown on me. My favorite part about LA is the people. The people in LA are great because they work really hard, because we all have to. They really appreciate you when you work hard. They know what it takes down here, whether they're in the industry or not. That's my favorite thing. And look, it's really fun to go to a movie that starts at midnight. It's cool to go to the beach. Granted, it takes just as long here as it does there, and it's a tenth the distance. What else do I really love? I'm not really a sun person. You may have noticed I'm not the Puerto Rican of podcasting. The sun and I aren't. But a nightlife's cool in that regard, and other artists, the ability to collaborate with people, which I am so looking forward to doing more. Like Madison, who just sat next to me, that was so great. Now, it's not like we couldn't have done that with people back home, but she's got so much talent. As the other person's like, the possibility are endless. We all know that the negative sides. Right. I haven't hit particularly the negative sides and the hard sides, the rent sides, the traffic sides. They're a small price to pay, I think.
Yeah. When I was able
to didn't you live down here?
Yeah, I was here a year, and completely fluke situation the way I ended up down there. But I really enjoyed the camaraderie of other entertainers and everyone working towards the similar goal of wanting to do what you love full time and wanting to collaborate, and just the vibe. I mean, I remember one time in particular just being at Studio City Park. I used to go there quite a bit to kind of think and write, and I don't remember what happened, but I looked down and I found a $20 bill, and then I was like, oh, this is cool. It's always helpful to find extra money. And then there was a lady pushing a bassinet with she must have thought I was completely nuts, but I went up to her. I was like, did you drop a $20 bill by any chance? And she's like, no, but if you found it, you should treat yourself to something. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take her advice. So I went down to the New Beverly,
Oh, New
Quentin's
Beverly,
Theater,
awesome.
which
Yeah,
I'd always done that kind of with my friends, but it was like, no, you're gonna treat yourself to a movie. And I saw Peck and Paw's Straw Dogs and then Hateful Eight right after.
oh, how cool.
And it was just like packed full of people. And like I said, I'd done that before, but there was something just so nuanced about like, no, I'm gonna go to Quentin's Theater and watch a Peck and Paw movie. And I had never seen it before. And I was experiencing those like big time movies for the first time at that theater. So that's just one small example of how much I loved the vibe and energy down there, and having those industry connects that will see you for an audition, or maybe read your script and give you feedback that you may not like, but at least they're giving you feedback. You didn't
Sure.
really get that in Portland, and I don't know. I
Well, I
learned a
mean,
lot by being there.
they call it Hollywood for a reason, and
Mhm.
so this is where TV and film is done. This is where everyone, the cream of the crop goes. And so
Exactly.
having other people, if you've got a script or an idea or an audition, yeah, they're going to be grabbing. My roommate, worked at Second City forever and the Improv, and he's an actor too. He taught me green screen. It's like, it's not that you can't get that in Portland. It's that it's condensed here.
Mhm.
People have lots of talents and they're all over the place. And if you want to find those people, it's a lot. They're a lot. Portland's just a smaller, and that's okay. It's Portland's got a great scene that has grown. And from the time that I was auditioning there
Mhm.
and doing comedy there, they're two separate things. They are completely different. The amount of things that were in Portland were so small as far as the work was concerned, TV and film. There was some commercials.
Yeah.
You get your Fred Meyer commercial, your Papa Murphy's commercial.
Yep.
But it has grown so much. Does make it easier to stay there. Comedy wise, I mean, there are so many big names that have come out of there. I'm just trying to be on that train now. I
Yeah.
thought maybe I could be the one. There's way more than the one. So it's got a lot to offer, but nothing, other than New York can beat LA. So I think if you're really going for it, that's where you end up.
Yeah. I
But no
totally agree.
shame in the game if you don't, because Portland's great, and digitally, I have so many friends that were saying, why not just stay? You figured out this Twitch show. I mean, every step of the way, it's stay. No, you got the gig at Dante, stay. No, you're on Twitch now. You can build it here, stay. Couldn't you just write your own screenplay and film it here, stay? But it's nothing beats the ability of what the big score would be out here. My goal is the Tonight Show, not just being Twitch's Titan of Talk, the Titan of Talk. I fully believe I could be on the Pantheon with Johnny Carson, David Letterman, Conan O'Brien, etc. I know I can. And so I've got to give it the best go that I can. I know that that's here.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I remember getting really into the UCB shows on, I think my days off were Tuesday.
Talk about that. I mean, like,
My
we didn't
goodness.
even get into the idea that you could be going around the clock to UCB, Second City, the Comedy Store, and the Improv. That is, whether you do comedy or just a fan, that is incredible.
For $5, those shows, and you're just watching people put themselves out there. Some had their own, one-person shows that you would stay and pay the extra $7 for. I made friends with Moses Storm when he was doing his show at the comic book
sure,
show.
we've had Moses on. Sure.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And
talk about energy. I can't even keep up with that guy.
Yeah, he came to Portland, I think with September, and was referring to me as his Instagram friend in front of the audience, and was crawling on the wall, literally asking me to help him stay on the wall. And
he's like 1992 Eddie Vedder of comedy. He's gonna like climb up the scaffolding and leap off, going even flow. I mean, the guy is he's a wild one.
He is definitely a wild one. So yeah, I definitely miss that. There's not much comedy in Spokane, but we can always pioneer things.
Oh, I didn't know that's where you are right now.
Yeah, so the family moved up to northern Idaho just to care for the kid's mom's mom, and I'd always kind of wanted to try a new city because the housing was cheaper. And so the pandemic, as you can attest to, just changed a lot, and
oh my god, right,
made things change a lot quicker. So here we are in the Spokane Valley, and yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see. Moses online said that he considers Spokane the wildest place he's ever played. So I'm wondering what that means. I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I find your presence and your show has always been super inspiring and super motivating. So
thanks.
Definitely let our listeners know how we can support. I mean, it's obvious support on Twitch, but how
go
else?
to twitch.tv/who's the Ross. I mean, that's the key to it. If you come in and tune in the program and you like it, that's enough for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will keep you posted on when this airs. It's usually a week out, but if anything comes up that you want me to add or take away, just let me know. But thank you so much for giving me your time, and having on the show has been super inspiring. Like, it's when I keep going.
You're so welcome. Thank you for asking. It's a real pleasure. And all I want from you now, you is just come into the games, huh?
Yeah.
Play some. I want to see you in the chat. You.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I got my subscription just the other day.
Oh, well, so wonderful.
What a great way.
Yeah, we want to see you in there. That's what the thing is, whether it's you or the audience. Like, the fun is that you're there and getting to be a part of it. And I think that, maybe something I didn't mention was just, I think the ownership that we give of the program. We have a red lever we pull that has random clips. The audience decides with channel points when we do that. I mean, they tell us when to go to the Kanye cam through channel points. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they play the games. They dictate this move, that move. We did last night. Totally ran. I thought this interview was yesterday.
Oh yeah, so, I saw that you signed in. I saw the email.
I thought I had the lighting set up, my audio set up, my camera, the whole shebang. No big deal. I mean, I do it all the time. But then I was like, well, I have it up. What should I do? And I went on Instagram Live. We have a sponsor, Portland Spicy Peanut Butter, and the guy who runs that saw me, and I told the camera what had happened. He goes, hey, we'll go on Twitch, and maybe because I was saying, I got to write the show. Maybe I'll just start writing, because we're doing this double show on the 4th of July, one barbecue, one late night. And he said, hey, why don't you just go on Twitch and just write and just see what happens. Oh yeah, all right. So we went on just for subscribers. We had like 10, 12 people for an hour that would come in and out, and they helped write the show. We should talk about like a new step in a different direction, like something we may start doing periodically, which is just, if you're a subscriber, come in and help us write. Give us ideas. Here's the theme. I've got some, I would tell them, these are game ideas I've got. This is a character I kind of want to do something. And they were great. They were totally chipping in and being a part of it. That's exciting. You know what I mean? That's exciting to me that I can share in that part. Because the truth is, the writing is just as fun as the show is.
Right.
When you sit, I know you know how that is. When you sit with your writers group.
Oh yeah.
There are plenty of projects where the writing was more fun because it's just like, that's when stuff's electric. And when that idea hits and you go, yes, and you build on the next idea on top of that, always performance is a blast, but getting to it, it's like writing's a blast, tons of work to get to it. You ramp back up and get the performance. It's those two ends that are so to get to share that with people was so cool.
Yeah, I'd be totally down for a quasi virtual writer's room. That stuff fascinates me, as you know.
Next time we do one, I'll make sure to send you an invite. I might come up with the idea more than an hour ahead of time, and yeah, come in and get to experience that. I love all parts of it. So thank you for letting me share it with you, and have a totally awesome day.
You too.
Puerto Rican Prince of Podcasting.
There you go. Thank you so much again, Aaron. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will be in touch soon, sir.
Okay, buddy. Good night.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.